Okay, and there it is. Something as simple as a misspelling didn't bring what I needed. Okay, so normally what is the thing that we want to link to? We want to go to our address bar, but that's not how it works in these databases. What you need to do is either click on the title, or what I normally do is click on citation or an abstract, because you'll get more information about the article. And basically what we're looking for is some kind of a field that says URL. So I said it's called a persistent, permanent link, whatever type of link. In this specific set of databases provided by Kolendo, it's called a document URL. And the reason I know that I'm already finding the right one is because you can see the prefix is attached. It says blue stem. So the key you're looking for is blue stem. So I know that this URL is already composed for me. So all I have to do is copy it for myself. Okay? And then we're going to go into Moodle. Or if you have the link and you just want to include it in your paper Word document, you can do that as well. But just for the sake of showing Moodle, I'm going to do this. Okay. And I already set up like my sample class, my psychology class. And here's my course. And I already uploaded the syllabus, but I can show you how to do that one more time. But basically what you need to do is turn on editing. So turn on editing is right here, or you could do it from your settings right here. Okay, and the best way to add resources to the Moodle page is basically to click on add resource. So once you enable it, it's right there for you. Okay, so I already have my print syllabus I'm working from, right? And my sample one is included in the guide that you guys all can have access to. And basically what I'm doing is, I know in week 6 I wanna use this specific article. Okay, so I'm going to my week 6, which happens to be research methods. Okay, so and I need to add a resource. I have a URL, I found it, so I'm gonna do URL addition. So what you do is this becomes available. I have my link already, so I'm gonna just paste it. And then I'm gonna go back to my, I don't even have to like type stuff out. I'm just gonna go back and include what I want to from the citation. Okay, you could add description, you actually have to add something to it. So you might wanna what you can do from the citation page is check if there's any citation information. If there's any abstract you want to copy and paste, you can do that for your students. Sorry, I have so many things open. There it is. Okay. Okay. Oh, is that available?
When you copy and paste the abstract, should you know in it that it's from the database, so as not to take credit for having written it?
You can, I'm assuming it's the instructor doing it, so you could do is, put quotations around it, or, you wouldn't necessarily want to steal somebody's quick abstract, so you would say, abstract from, ProQuest, or something like that. So you could do that. As a teacher, I didn't really think we needed to worry about plagiarism or something, but, add it there. Yeah. So basically, that's what you would do. And you could choose to show this so the students get a quick understanding of what this article is about. Notice, like, the most important thing is what my URL is. It includes the blue stamp. If you try to put just this URL without the prefix, you will not be able to access it. So it's very important. You can from on campus, but your students will not be able to, and neither will you if you're at home, okay? So you have all of these options. I'm not gonna really do that, and I'm just gonna do save and return to course, just to kind of show you. Okay, and there it is. I just added a source. And if you click on it, it's gonna take me out. It takes you directly to the article.
Oh, that's great.
Right?
So the key is to pay attention to blue stemming and just make sure that we're covering
right.
our bases.
Make sure that either you have to include it or that it's already included. Okay, so when it's not included, the ProQuest databases are really great. So if you're anything with ProQuest, they already add the blue stem for you.
Great.
Okay. However, if you go to some of the other ones, for example, AppSco, and I don't have, unfortunately, time to, I want to give you guys a couple examples. unfortunately, if you go to like through one of the apps code databases, what they will give you is they will give you a permanent link. Okay, again, it's not from the URL, it's from a specific menu. It's called permalink. And if you look at it, I know it's really small. Apologize for that. It's really small. There's no blue stem in it at all. So what does that tell you? That tells you you have to add it to it, okay? And again, that guide I showed you, I don't expect anybody to remember that whole prefix, okay? But in the guide, it tells you what the configuration has to be. So in these databases, okay, this is the live link, but it's not complete. What you need to do, and it's listed in my actual guide, which I think I probably won't be able to get, here it is. What you have to do is add this prefix to it. So what you would do is copy this, okay, and then you would copy this link that they give you, so the two links, and you would combine them. That's how you get the basic link.
Privacy and the link.
Yeah, so in the actual guide, it explains it step by steps, because I know I'm like kind of quickly going over it, but it's mostly because I didn't really have time.
That's helpful though. This is
Yeah,
helpful.
I had planned, and I really like the guide gives you because each database is so different. Like
Yep.
Wiley, for example, did you guys know we have over 2,000 journals from Wiley? Chemistry, all the way to the, to the literature, to history, to the, all types of humanities, to the hardcore sciences. So we have a ton of things that aren't being linked, aren't being used, and in Wiley, the way you get the link is you actually do look at your address. So this is why I think people don't use it, because they're not necessarily aware of how to link all these resources. And I mean, my guide includes like a ton of things that I wish I had time to actually talk about, but I really didn't get a chance. But you get an idea. You need a prefix that's proxied, and then you need the permanent link. You combine them, and that's the link you should be using to in your Moodle, in your syllabus. And again, think about your means of dissemination. This is a lot different, turn of editing, this is a lot different than just a simple paperwork one, because you could link it. You could provide little summaries. You could embed it, you could actually have a video here, all these things, and students don't have to go out and search for it. They can all be there. So you're actually getting them to use library resources, things that are authoritative, things that you want them to use, and because you're linking them, they're actually using them instead of just going and Googling everything, right? And just using any old thing in their papers, because you're giving them, this ability. Also, if you don't want to give them anything as simple as just a link to an article, a link to a journal, you actually want them to search a database. You can link to a database and say, you know what? Show me your research skills. Go to this specific database, and because you're linking to the database, instead of making them do 10 steps, go to the library site, go this, because you're actually providing them a link that will take them directly to the database. You're still making them search, you're still making them think and pick out an article for you, but because that link is available to them, you're not making them go outside. They're more likely to use that than they would if you didn't do that. And I mean, I have like a ton of ideas about what to do. I just unfortunately didn't cover all of them.
But we can contact you, right, Professor?
Yes, I brought some cards, some business cards, just in case anybody's interested. And the simplest thing I just really quickly want to mention is actually adding your syllabus. So I'm going to just turn editing off, because you can add a print syllabus here if you choose not to do, the modules, the sections for your specific thing. And all you have to do again is add a resource, and you do a file, right? And then you just pick, you just upload the file. So you again do the name. You have to have a description, so whatever that is. You could show the description or not, and then, you would have to actually find your specific, browse for the file, right?
On the desktop.
Yeah.
And I would recommend uploading syllabi in PDF format, because then students, if it's a Word document, you can lock it, but it's just, I think, a lot easier if you just save it as PDF.
And there it is, right? And then you just save it, save and display, and it's right there. And then you could always update it. So right here, you can see, I'm just gonna return to my course, and you'll see that it's right there. I just did it, right? So you can do that, you can still do that and have them access it, and it's still remote, so if you had links, you can go to it. So why not use all three? You know, why not use the print, the PDF, as well as the Moodle page? I just think, you know, despite what we want the students to do, they'll do what they'll do, and it's kind of like how much, you know, you have your subject matter you're teaching, plus you're going to teach them learning habits at this rate, plus you're going to teach them don't use Google, plus you're going to teach, you know, you got to kind of pick your battles and decide what's the most important. And we do have tons of resources, like that's the whole point I'm trying to be included in these, because we do have tons of research available at CSU. No matter what anybody says, it's just maybe you're not aware of it.
Right.
Or if there is stuff that you want, instead of the stuff we have, why not let us know so we can get the stuff you want? So I'm just kind of making not only the students aware of it by you making them aware of it, but also making all the faculty aware that we do have all this stuff available to you. So again, I didn't really cover as much as I had hoped to do, just I didn't have the time, I apologize. But if you do go to research and subject guides, you click on LibGuides, and if you click on faculty, there's a ton of resources for you, not just what I created, but other things. And the syllabus basics is right there. And all of the stuff I didn't get a chance to cover. Everything is more like organized in the guide than I was able to talk about because I was trying just to kind of rush through everything.
I'm glad you covered the blue stem, because if you would have rushed through that, I
Okay.
wouldn't have gotten it.
Well, I know-
I understand the proxy better now,
Yeah.
because that's something that I didn't, because this is what I hate, what happens in my class. When a student says, I couldn't get to it, and JSTOR wanted me to pay $25 for the article.
Well, a
You know,
lot of
and not-
this, yeah.
You showed me how to prevent that.
Yeah, and a lot of the thing is also students feel like they can just go through Google to JSTOR and they can't. They have to go through our, so again, eliminating some of these things, actually linking to these resources. Yes, I'd love for them to use our website all the time instead of using other means, but hey, I want to get them to the resource, okay? So let me help you, you know, help them get to the resource. So please let me know if you have any questions, use the guide. I do have cards I left. I did not cover as much as I had hoped to, and there's a ton. We have, I think, 10 new video collections you could input, you know, from history, sciences. There's a ton of resources that I'd love to make you aware of and may allow you to use for your classes as needed. Okay, sorry, I kind of went over, I apologize for that.
That's
But
excellent.
again, 30 minutes, 45, 50 minutes worth of content in 30 minutes. So there you go. So.
Hey, Professor, can I get a bonus question out of you before I leave?
Sure, of course.
RefWorks.
Okay.
Can you show me the RefWorks? It's on our CSU
It is.
library site.
I'm just going to give you a kind of little warning before. We're
Okay.
having some technical difficulties with RefWorks off campus.
Okay.
The only thing we're having difficulty with though is just exporting, automatic exporting. So you could use all the other functions, just automatic exporting when you're off campus. That's the only thing that's not working.
I think you answered my question. So as long as you're on campus, the export is fine?
It's fine. And right now, it's not normal for it not to work off campus, but we're going through some major difficulties with it. So eventually it will work.
I'll let my students know that then.
Yeah.
Because I've got 5 students on master's thesis right now, and they mentioned that, so I'll let them know that tonight.
Yes, I mean,
So it's right there.
yeah, you just click on it, and the thing that people are having issues with, I think this is my
The institutional login, do they have the institutional login?
It is just having, because we have to purchase something, a certification, so it's just taking an obscene amount of time to fix.
Okay.
So for example, you could do everything else. You could create your bibliography, you could even input your citations, but as long as you do it manually, or if you do it on campus, you could do it, so you could do it this way, but normally what all the students love, obviously, and what we're trying to fix is if you go to the libraries page, right? If you go to the libraries page and you just go to one of our databases, this is what all the students love, and this is why they're so mad because they can't do this off campus. They can do it on campus though. I apologize, it's really slow. Okay, so if they go to a database, right? and they do like, this is my thesis, my thesis was about, so basically I used it all the time. So basically, if you click on the title, right, of the article, what you have is this export function.
There it is.
Right? So the reason students are having issues, if they're on campus and they click direct export to RefWorks, it will communicate properly, this will pop up. If they're off campus currently, it won't pop up. So they can still input citations automatically if they're on campus, or manually copying and pasting if they're off campus. We are working on this, we are trying to resolve it, but it includes POs and money.
I understand.
So that's why, it's not as simple as like a fix, but you have to buy things for updating our server.
Okay.
So that's why there's a little bit of a problem, and I will let people know as soon as it's fixed. But yeah, but do encourage them, just let them know they can still use it, you know, it's just they can't have it as quickly as they want. So for example, if they want a new reference, they find something in a database, all they have to do is copy and paste the information.
Excellent.
And usually they don't want that, they're so used to just, hey, I just click it, the computer imports it. So if they really need it while we're working on it, it's still available on campus if they don't want to do any work whatsoever. Or if they are willing to do it manually, they can do it off campus. So thank you for the question, and let me know if you have any more. I do have my cards here in case. I deal with all the electronic resources. I'm the electronic resources librarian, as was mentioned, so most of the issues come through me, and I'm more than happy to give you more information about anything that I covered today. So thank you. Okay, any other questions? I'm sorry I kept you guys longer. What? Any other questions?
This is good. I can spice up my syllabus now.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking, but again,
Thank you.
yeah. So,
Do you want a card?
yeah. So let me know. I am very, very happy when I
You too,
get
Hillary.
information. I'm sorry I went over and I didn't cover everything, so I did.
Well, you know, I'm thinking next time we'll have to schedule the full 2 hours. It's too long.
Yeah. No, I just wasn't sure how long it was gonna take.
No, that was great.
But the more I keep going, the more I would have liked to do it for the next time.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for coming to Yeah, I think that's, I mean.
Yeah, because I could have talked, like, I think I just
Well,
rushed
I'm
through
thinking-
it, but I could have talked for a good
at
20 over
least-
minutes about it, so.
I think at least 2 hours, maybe next time we should even consider 2.5.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the good thing is we can always.
I mean, I don't want to,
we can, well,
put
the
them all
thing
to
is,
sleep.
like, I can have them actually do the links.
right, that's what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
is that it could be
More.
hands-on.
Thank you, guys. Good job.
Thanks, Gabrielle.
So, I mean, I think maybe then they would understand it better, because now that I was trying to explain it, it's kind of hard to explain, you know? Because it's like, yeah, you take this and you take this, you put it together, but them actually trying to do it, I think would help a lot more. I don't know.
How much more time do you think would be ideal? for-
Well, I definitely think yours could have kept going. I think maybe 2 hours. I mean, I think 2 hours
I
would be
think 2 hours would
good.
be fine. I have to say, I got in pretty much everything
Or that you wanted to do.
I wanted to.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, I could have talked longer, but in terms of just like, let's keep it moving,
Yeah, 'cause-
I got in everything.
no, I think you also got good discussion. So
Mhm.
if you know what I mean? Like, I think if it wasn't as much discussion, like you probably would have covered everything. But my thing, I wasn't as, because I wanted to go into like the different types of resources. Like I wanted to go more, basic information and then go into the examples. And I really didn't get a chance. I just kind of clumped everything in there without actually following the outline I had, just because I didn't have the time.
Yeah,
But,
well.
yeah, but I'm not saying more than an hour for sure. So I think like, because really I just had 30 minutes. So as long as
Right.
we do an hour each, I think it would work fine.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, next time we'll count on that. But I think your portion was great.
Oh, thanks. I was so nervous.
Really?
I was so nervous because, whenever I do a new session, like I just get so nervous because it's like, even though I know the material, it's not necessarily.
And think of it this way, at least you had more that you wanted to cover than you had time for, rather than less.
They like
There's nothing worse than that, like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm done.
Well, I have like my student ones, because you do them, it's like repetitive, but whenever you do a new topic, you're just like, did I organize that well? Is but, you know. So I was just nervous about it, because also I